Well, I need to welcome you back, and we're still the big story for today. We're looking at that very order beginning by a federal high court in Lagos, insisting that the federal government should go ahead and do the needful, and the needful is to obey the fixing of price of goods and services and being instituted by no order, but human rights activist and lawyer Femi Falana just the week past. Is the federal government going ahead to obey that order, or you feel the federal government has more to do, especially as it concerns just dealing with the basics, and the basics is looking at the other indicators that seem to be a problem that concerns the economy and trying to fix that rather than fix the price of goods and services? Well, all of that is still taking center stage on the show today. And I still have no other person but Barrister Casey Omoyerabo helping out with the discussion. But I'll play with you guys now to hold on a bit. Let's go on a break, get a message from our sponsors, and when we come back, more discussion right here on The Big Story.
Oh, yeah, follow the road, auto better quality. If you dey talk gas matter, oh yeah, follow Benetta. Gas with the better quality, Benetta gas where they full rich man to Benetta gas. Delivery brother na sharply, Benetta gas. For Benetta gas, no mago, Benetta gas. Different type of gas cylinder, Benetta gas. Gas where go last you well, Benetta gas. For gas matter, Benetta now do Benetta gas. Service in a them they run a Benetta gas. Make you carry go.
For gas matter and home delivery, make a wire Benetta gas plant for 080-6745-7890 and 080-5904-7722. Benetta gas plant, the etequele of gas matters.
It's colorful, so colorful, wow! It's Oza Furniture and Interior Merchant, a leading name for luxurious furniture at ultra-modern super showroom. Well-stocked is now located near you for the sales and installation of long-lasting exotic and quality interior and exterior furniture for your living space, such as foreign Turkey royal chairs and sofas, glass, wooden and marble royal dining tables and chairs, conference tables and chairs, executive office tables, reception tables, orthopedic office chairs, etc. Oza Furniture and Interior Merchant has in stock royal king-size and queen-size beds, wardrobes, mirror consoles, wall frames and artworks for decoration, wine bars, big TV shelves and TV stands, gym equipment like motorized gym bicycles, gaming chairs, treadmills, outdoor swing chairs, etc. All at affordable prices. We deliver with our vehicles. To make your home that cozy paradise, locate our super showroom along DSC Expressway opposite Platinum Banquet Place, beside Ugboloposo Junction, F Delta State. Or call 0806-394-3198 or 0703-368-71. Uzo Furniture and Interior Merchant for comfortable home interior furniture experience.
Well, anyway, because it truly matters, and that's why we're having a major discourse today on The Big Story, and we're looking at that very order coming from a federal high court indicating or insisting that the federal government should go ahead to fix the prices of goods and services, especially looking at the extant law, and we're talking about the price control law 2004. Should the federal government go ahead and implement it, looking at the present situation we seem to be facing as a people, especially with prices skyrocketing by the day? Many will say it's about time the federal government does something. But should that be the way the federal government should go? It's another big question still on The Big Story for today. But anyway, we still have no other person but Barrister Casey Omoyerabo on the mining. He feels a bit different from the federal government implementing that law. But anyway, it should be said, we need to do something to see how we can redirect and also help to better protect those ordinary Nigerians that are going through a very difficult time at the moment. But anyway, let's just stick with it and return back to the studio. Well, so we need to bring you on board now on this. I do know we looked at where the law stands, especially as it concerns that very ruling coming from the Federal High Court in Lagos. And well, the law is there, and it's an established fact that the law is there. But whether it's implemented or whether it's even practical to implement it is another major question. And that brings me to my question. Now, would it not be more of a disincentive to production if the federal government goes ahead to fix it? Because the reason I'm asking this, immediately after the court order, the chairman of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, Mr. Niyi Yusuf, came out to say that production would be really hampered if the federal government goes ahead to implement that. Because why he feels so is when you do not control the prices of raw materials. You do not have adequate raw materials in the country that can help shore production. When you do not control the naira and dollar fluctuation, and in most recent time, we've seen a lot of that happen, especially as the naira has tumbled to one of its lowest ever since, running to 1,500 naira in the parallel market just last week. Let's look at the production-wise. We've seen many multinationals exit this country in the last couple of months. Names like P&G, a lot of them has all left the shores of this land. We're talking about big multinational. GSK has left the shore of this land. If this law is now being implemented, are we going to see a ripple effect of that law affecting more investors coming into the market?
Right, let me tell you one thing. Whenever I'm on this program, I wear many coats. I speak as a lawyer, a professional.
Okay.
Then I speak as an activist.
Okay.
Then I speak as a patriot.
Okay.
Then I speak as a politician. And that's the very last of it all.
No, I prefer if you do not speak as a politician on the show today.
In this matter now, if you ask me, if the federal government is serious on implementing the court order, it's very easy. Only one will regulate everything. If the federal government now brings down the price of petrol, which they have power to, they are in charge of PPRO. Say petrol from 670 to 100 naira. That will affect the price of goods and services, affect the price of food. If I know that I'm going to market and the way I'm carrying my beans to go and sell is cheaper, it will affect the price. If I'm going to work, if you pay me 5,000 a month, I know that at the end of the month I use only 2,000 to transport, I'll go to that job. So if they want to implement it, it's possible. That's the window they have. But if they want to harass the poor, we will start to fight the last man. If you want to go harass the poor women in the market, tell them to sell the garden for 2 naira. Go on to tell them to sell tomato 5 naira. They will have a stiff opposition. There will be war. I just hope they don't do that. But they want to really implement it. Understand with the people they are in charge of. The price of oil, the price of petrol, the price of gas. Let them bring cooking gas down. Whether you will not see it, there will be jubilation.
But would that not be more of a double standard if you feel so?
How?
The reason I ask this question is the federal government have already deregulated.
They are in the production.
They have already deregulated the downstream sector. So would you now tell them to go back and do that when it's
we are talking of a court order, you are talking of already done. When the court order is to go back immediately, you know what I mean of a court order? It can turn a woman into a man. That's what the order said. When the order court asking to bring down prices, and the law says the price control says including petrol, including gas, including so let federal government let Tinubu amount television this morning and said petrol now sell at 100 naira, gas at 15 naira, and this, whether you will not see jubilation, whether you will see, you will not know that.
I will still throw that question to you. Will it not
so
be more
to bring that?
Sir, would it, because it's already there with the removal of the fuel subsidy, that the downstream sector have already been deregulated?
You are speaking English, so we are talking of consumption so that we can stay alive. I do that deregulation. Oh man, no down for village. If you talk now, say now that petrol has gone down to 100 naira. If court order that the government should go down the regulation, the longer matter, come to that specific any other legislation. I'm sure you know that.
Will that not crumble the petroleum sector? No. Looking at the huge investment that has come on account of all of that.
My mother does not have huge investment. You try well. So what are you now saying? If a court order says, President, go to the market now, reduce petrol prices. Government producer of petrol is easy to implement. If all the producer cannot control, is it the poor young my father farm for 1 year? A young that develop after 1 year, go to the market only 1 year, for a whole 1 year, not every month. Not every day. Cassava takes 3 years to mature my village. So my mother been fighting for 3 years to produce 1 bag of cassava. You go down and reduce the price. Are you mad? You will have resistance. There will be confusion. Reduce the price.
Okay, let's not get heated over all of this. Let's return now to the production sector. And let me return you back to where we started the second half of the discourse. Now look at it. Let's look at what this will bring to the production sector.
Yes.
if the federal government goes ahead and implement it, we're just wondering, we're just hoping, or we're just looking at it, knowing that we have only 1 day for the federal government to obey that court order, which you say they have to obey.
They will appeal, I know them. Go ahead.
Okay, let's leave whether they will appeal or not. Sir, let's look at what that court order will mean for the production sector. And we're talking about industries that buy their raw materials from abroad, that you have huge costs in energy in running the sector, that has a lot to give, especially concerned production. What would this mean for them?
Mike, I don't know what I want me to talk as a patriot. Where there's a we, there's always a way. If the raw material needed for production going to be imported from Ghana, which I know they are available here because we recycle them. That's what we do now. We have been told that our crude oil has been mortgaged for the next 5 years. That we don't have anyone to sell. Anyone that we produce has already been sold. If that is true, we are mad though. But assuming that is not correct. Now we are saying implementation. Let federal government reduce custom duties on what is being imported. Let federal government remove everything that's consumable by the poor. That if you cannot, like remember in Rangadi of India, he says let India go home naked if they cannot produce their own clothes. No more suit, no more English suits into India. They start with the beginning of Calico, Indian country today we are wearing. So if we know that we want to go into production of what? If it's edible items, the raw material is within the country. Then if it's other consumable items, either bring it toothpick and matches from abroad, let us produce it here. Otherwise, let us make our matches. Then, if it's one that's so important, that's to human life, let us reduce or remove our custom duties, our freight, our importation system. Everything will come down. I will not in charge of the control. When everything comes down, then the production will go on. Now a man will open a brewery to distill beer, to brew beer. At the end of the day, he cannot because of so many importation duties and bottlenecks. If these things are removed, then go to the seaport, decongest them. Then when there's a way, then you do the naturally deprived will come down. You don't need to go to people's store and harass them, sell off their property and go away. That's against the law, against fundamental right rules. We don't do that. So go to the root. Don't go to the top. Go to the root and uproot it. If the federal government wants to implement that, the federal government make duty free. Don't know what we call duty free at the airport. Duty free everything.
Are we not going to be losing a whole chunk?
What are we losing? Let me give you an example of what you are saying now you are losing. That when you farm in your house, you get a tuber of yam, you are planting for children to eat. Now your motor has spoiled, that farmer has spoiled now. So we now get raw yam to another woman from Calabar to be planting and bringing it for them. When they bring it, tell you that the price of 1,000 now 5,000, you pay subsidy to supply the food for them that they can eat. And now, at the end of the day, what do you need of subsidy itself? You now remove subsidy without building your refinery. Are you normal? So you are talking about somebody saying, we dare not bring, you are just speaking grammar. So the average man want to exist, want to live, want to breathe, for God's sake. Remove all the bureaucratic bottleneck so that the thing can flow. Okay, I woke up since 4 a.m., read my books. By 5 I was in prayer with my family. By 6 I went on the road here. How many people take that pass? I'm even a privileged Nigerian. I'm not the talk of the poor. Then by the time I finally get here, and I'm going back now, the poor will go to see on the way. From your gate here, how many beggars are Ghana? It's not that if they like me. They are hungry. They don't want to steal. And if we bring down the rate of the cost of buying what we will eat, it will be easy. For example, do you know what they call bubo in Nigeria? Yeah. Second-hand product. I saw a young lady offering service. He was buying second-hand bra. I told her, who is better than you that will wear bra and reject it after about 5 years and you will now agree to buy it here because it's brought from abroad? Something is wrong with you. You don't know whether that is coming with sickness. So what I'm asking is that, have we become a second-hand country? Then everything that's left over there, they bring it here. Belgium, our car is second-hand. Our dress is second-hand. To the pants, to the brand for our women is second-hand. And then whatever our buyer sells is second-hand. There's something wrong with us. The leadership must stand up. Look, what we need is not strike. We need NSAS again. This one to be
before we go to that route or route, let's leave what you feel we need, but stick with what is basic right here as it concerns that very order that will definitely expire come tomorrow. Yeah. Now, we'll talk about whether the federal government will obey or not. But, okay, let me just, in case you're joining us, it's still the big story right here on Quest today, and we're looking at that very order that was given by the Federal High Court in Lagos just last week, Wednesday to be precise, an order that was instituted by no other person but human rights activist Femi Falana, insisting that the federal government, through the Control Price Act 2007, should also go ahead to implement or fix the prices of goods and services. And he said a whole lot of range of products that the price should be fixed by the federal government. But the question still remains, does the federal government have that real big right to do so? Well, if the law says they do, they do. But should the federal government go ahead and implement that very court order instituted by Femi Falana, or should the federal government look the other way, just like what you feel they should do, especially as it concerns those that will be going through a whole lot if that order has been implemented?
Let me give you a hint.
Okay.
If this case was initiated by government agencies through Femi Falana, and they will obey just now. If it was Femi Falana's idea, they will fight him, and they will never obey. They will appeal and appeal and appeal, and to be trained away at the Supreme Court. But if it was government who wanted something done, who used Femi Falana and other time, the judge himself, as they pronounce like this, then to be done.
Whether you believe if the federal government was the one that instituted it or not, it brings me to my next question.
Yes.
Can legislature, a law or the legislature, truly determine the price of goods and services? Can a law truly determine? Because why I'm asking,
so you are back to what I've been saying.
We have other major
Exactly.
macroeconomic indicators.
It's economy, market forces, equilibrium
that
price.
will definitely do
when the demand and the supply mix at the equilibrium price.
Please, should now the law be what we should look on this? Yeah, I do know because what I do, I'm the devil's advocate.
Yes.
I look at all angles.
Yes.
And I try the positive, the negative, the neutral part of it. All I like to discuss.
Yes.
But would it be right? We do know we're being governed by law.
Yes.
And we're still with the 1999 Constitution as amended.
Yes.
Still governing us, which this law is also a part of.
Yes.
But let's look at it. Should the law be the determinant of issues that concerns macroeconomy?
I have answered it without your knowing it. There are certain times the law have to come in, like the man who knows that they bought the sheep father for 2,000 and want to sell it 10,000 for me. Well, another person selling it 2,500.
Okay.
The law should come in there. But the law must not come in where a poor man goes and struggle to buy this thing in Onitsha for 5,000 and you're asking to sell it for 1,500.
You are now confusing me on the fact that you are saying the law seems to have double standard.
Yes. You see, law is meant for man, not man for law. When you say, like I told you just, and the best way the federal government can implement this law is to control their own products, what they produce themselves. I don't know the producer of fuel, oil and gas, or that this produce in your village. I don't want your village is taken over because land use assets, everything that in it belongs to the federal government. But if it's just the land, belongs to the governor. So what I'm saying is that if the government, to make sure man television this time and say, court order I must obey, I'm a Democrat, the petrol is now 1,100 naira a liter. Cooking gas 50 naira a liter. Oil, diesel is now. That is controlling, that is accepting court order asking him as the producer to reduce it. But did not ask him to go and force another producer to reduce bread when he does not know the cost of production. That's what I'm saying. You can only go there that court order was directed at federal government. Not directed at individual producer.
But Sakisi Omerabo, in your own, you've been in the public eyes for many years.
Yes.
Decades now.
Yes.
And you do know what is implemented and what is not practical to implement.
Yes, that is true.
Even if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is to come out today, this very day, and announce that or give that very order, saying, well, okay, I'm going ahead to obey the court order, are we even likely going to see the fuel in the filling station?
Yes. You know why?
Knowing that they bought at a rate of almost 500, 600 and something, and you are now telling them to sell below what they bought.
Oh,
that even applicable?
Don't get it confused. The few individuals you call the PMAs or marketers, Ipman, the marketers, they are a few cartel. And remember that they are the one beneficiaries of this subsidy. And by the time the government want to say it, after the announcement, he calls them to a meeting and said that, look, the cost of production now is going to be reduced for you. The cost of transportation is going to be reduced for you. If you are bringing a liter of oil from South Africa to Nigeria, instead of charging for 250, we are not going to charge you 100 naira. And this thing will come down now. So it's not a matter of fiat or force. So the government.
But it was more of a fiat on May 29 last year.
So no. Let me tell you. Yes.
Well.
Now the problem we have is that we concentrate power so much in the center. So if actually, like I remember when the before it was reduced, the people were on strike, that they bought it this thing. I was saying, if this thing was increased now, the one you bought for 3 naira, you sell it for 2,000 naira. Now that they do, that's why you are fighting. And they go have their friend to come and meet me to be their lawyer, to go to court for them. I told them, I'd rather I've fought to the masses right now. I know all of you have mansions, buildings, ship in the seas. I will join to fight the poor. I won't go. And not like I went with them. Depending on what you need in life. I'm comfortable. That's all. The truth is that if you know that you must implement law, implement it as it is. The federal government was taken to court, and not the individual producer. It's not the man who is producing our small soap, soda soap in the village that was taken to court. Federal government was taken to court to reduce prices, and they have what they are selling. You know in Nigeria government is in business. Government is not supposed to be commercial. Government is a taboo for government to be in business. Government.
So it's now more of a taboo for the court to put the order that the government should.
No, they are telling government to get out of business. So if you know what you are manufacturing and selling, reduce it first, because that will affect every other thing in the economy. If they reduce these things I've just said just now, not only I know the many things government is selling. Do you know how much is to buy jam from? Just imagine a child who wants to learn, not that he wants to trade, not that he wants to work. A child wants to learn, you tell the jam from alone is 50,000. Are you mad? You are cutting literacy. Okay, no. I'm sorry. So, but when they sell a lot of things, they sell admission, they sell GC form, work from our own board, our what they call it, NECO. So, council, what do? We sell ordinary form to enroll for exam for 100,000. There's something wrong. There's really something wrong. So all these things they are selling, you reduce it, every other thing will fall in place. I can imagine now you want to apply for a loan, then the bank will tell you must have such amount first. If you get right, go back there now. And not only that, they will not give you, they will supervise what you are doing with it, and you become partners in it. And when you lose alone. And when you gain, they take the gain. There's something wrong. That's why the government should reduce prices. So if government now reduce the cost of actual polytechnic school fees, it's okay. After I won't make it free before. If the government now reduce their air flight, if we still have Air Nigeria, I don't know. We still have air flight now, or government, okay, Edo line, data line, wait, data Edo line. Now say, if you are going to Asaba, it's 500 naira. Government reduce your price control is there. Now fighting a go free, fight Edo line and data line first. Things will gradually return to normal. So it's government that should implement it.
Well, anyway, it's a normal discussion on the mining. Sakesi Omarabo seems to be having it so heated here. And I'll just plead with you guys. We need to go on the break now. And I will come back and talk some more. But like in case you're joining us, like I said, we're still having that major discourse. And we're looking at that very order coming from the Federal High Court in Lagos, insisting that the federal government should go ahead and fix the prices of goods and services. How really practical is it? And if it is practical, just like Barrister Kesi Omarabo said, should it not start from what the government sells and do? Well, anyway, it's a question. But let's go on a break. I'll come back and have more discussion.